Hi guys, my name is Jacob Cooper and I'm presenting here for EDU 201, Principles of Education for Siena University. For our final school philosophy project, we created a school that we wanted to base upon one of our philosophies that were given to us. The school that I chose is called BIPA. It's Behavior Interventions Prep Academy, and it's a school that's offered in partnership with Adrian Public Schools and Siena University. Excuse me. Just a second here. Our mission statement is in partnership with the community, Siena University, our partner schools, and our students, we provide a quality education for students grades 6 through 8 while aligning our rigorous core curriculum with MDE standards, focusing on tried and true teaching methods, teaching students to appreciate learning, and reinforcing positive behavior. We create an innovative and deliberate learning path for each student. When we decided to develop the school, we really wanted to take a look at what the problem was and how we thought we could fix it. So the problem is that there is such an increasingly number of students who are having measurable behavior issues in the elementary classrooms. This could be, either in a young fives classroom, a kindergarten, or anywhere a K through 5 classroom. Over the last 10 years, that number of behavior issues has been steadily increasing in the gen ed setting, and those teachers who are gen ed teachers don't have the additional time and support needed to give the students what they need to succeed, whether it be a behavioral support system or a reward system or individual attention. So our solution was to create a school district that creates an innovative and personalized approach to learning for each student. That has a strong emphasis on correcting behavior issues and that teaches students to appreciate learning for the opportunity it is. So for us, BIPA, Behavior Interventions Prep Academy, we're a small charter school located here in Adrian, Michigan. We figured an average class size of 21 would be a good number to make sure that those students are getting the individualized attention they need. We decided to do a strong partnership with Siena University and Adrian Public Schools, and we serve students grades 6 through 8. We're designed to serve students who are behaviorally, emotionally, and academically challenged during their elementary years. So we serve as that gap between elementary and high school. So those students who are struggling in the lower grades, we want to make sure that we're working with them to get them on the right track to be successful for the high school years. Just kind of a look at what our staff would be here. We have Tony Murphy, who wasn't able to be here with me tonight. She'd be primarily our 5th and 6th grade teacher. I would cover our 6th and 7th grade as our primary instructors and kind of team leaders, if you will. Professor Sally Ray would be our 5th, 6th, and 7th grade principal, and Kelly Quiche is our superintendent of schools. So just a brief look at our leadership staff. You can see up there on my quotation says we have a passion for people, kids, and accomplishing the unexpected. That's kind of our I want to say our slogan to what our school is about. We want to make sure that we're giving these kids what they need to succeed and that we're giving them a path to be successful. So what do? We bridge the gap between 5th grade and 9th grade. Those students who are struggling, we get them corrected before they get to high school. We also prepare students for a traditional 4-year high school, or an optional vocational high school training if that's what they wanted to go with. We take the time to implement a positive behavior support and intervention system for each student. We create that innovative and deliberate learning path for each student, like I talked about, and we use tried and true teaching methods to ensure a high academic success rate. And then we try to increase the intellectual powers of our students. We are an equal opportunity school, equal educational opportunity. As part of what I said in our mission statement, part of our school, our purpose is here to provide a quality education for students in grades 6 through 8. We assist students who are struggling academically, behaviorally, or emotionally to prepare for the high school and a secondary education beyond that. We strive for inclusion in our school district, and we open our doors to any who wish to attend. No one will be turned away dependent on, race, nationality, gender, sexual orientation, anything like that. We are more than happy to accept them and help get them because we just want them to be successful in their future academics. A brief overview of our curriculum. Obviously, we're going to have your standard math, science, English, history as our core courses. We cover anywhere from, pre-algebra to pre-calculus. Science, they have 4 they can choose from over their years. It doesn't matter what order they take them in. It's kind of an interest level thing, whether it be earth science, biology, chemistry, physics, but they will take all 4 over their time here. In English, we cover literature of the great books. We have a creative writing course, a journalism, and then your general English courses would be your 4, and then you could choose from one of those 3 electives. For history, we have our required government, U.S. history before 77, and geography. We do have a couple required electives. We felt that, having a physical education program was definitely needed, weight training, team rec to kind of get the social aspect, and as well, weightlifting and weight training is a great way to, kind of burn that energy off and maybe reduce some stress or aggression. Our self-discovery class is kind of, it's kind of a a required elective as well. It's basically a behavior intervention class where we have speakers come in and we work with the students to control their behaviors. It's figuring out who they are and how they can handle the issues they're having. We did create some optional electives of art, music, and then we have a robotics, project lead the way, STEM type class for those students who'd be interested in that. For extracurricular and athletics, we covered football, basketball, baseball, softball, track and field, cross country, and soccer as our sports. Most of those are co-ed. Obviously, softball is just girls, baseball is just boys. Same with soccer, but football is co-ed. And so is track, field, and cross country, and basketball, but they have separate teams as well. Extracurriculars, we created a student government, LGBT Alliance Club for those students who would be interested in that, a school newspaper, a school yearbook, a robotics club for after school, National Junior Honor Society, and maybe they want to continue that in Honor Society when they get into the high school years, as well as a community service club. We did develop an attendance policy that was relatively strict because we want to make sure that we're getting these students on the path to success as soon as possible. So this is kind of a matrix of how this works, and we have our 3 days, 6 days, 9 days, 12 days, 15 days, and then what we do after 15 days. So as you can follow along with me here, after the 3 days, we send a letter home to notify the parents that they have 3 unexcused absences. This allows the parent to excuse them if need be, and at least be aware of the consequences if they don't want to excuse them. After 5 days, a second letter goes home, and we schedule an intervention meeting to improve student attendance. After 9 days, another letter goes home. This letter includes a copy of the previously set intervention plan, and it lets them know that the student cannot miss anymore without a medical reason. The school will be referred to the county truancy officer. 12 days, we just kind of monitor it and hold off. And then at 5 days, we send that letter that they've received 15. This requires a second intervention meeting, and we relook at the plan that we have in place before going to the truancy officer. And any absences that are more than 15 days, they are referred to the county truancy officer, and they risk repeating a grade. Our discipline policy, we kind of broke it into 3 levels: level 1, level 2, and level 3. We try to have a combination of a flexible discipline schedule, but also a tight one. We don't want to go to, strike 1, you're out, you're suspended, because we are dealing with students who are typically behavior emotionally challenged. So we kind of, put our level 1 offenses in here. This could be, distracting students, talking out of turn, not being prepared, chewing gum in our carpeted classrooms, bringing backpacks, unneeded items, minor dress codes, swearing, vulgar language, or failure to complete homework, or public displays of affections. So those are kind of our general disobedience. A level 2 offense is any repeated level 1 incident that has been committed multiple times. It also consists of using cell phones or iPads, leaving classroom without permission. In modest dress, it's more of a severe dress code violation. Talking back to teacher staff, teasing or minor bullying, horseplay, and academic dishonesty. So that kind of falls into our disrespect, disobedience, and defiance. And that carries into our level 3, which is anything that's been repeated continuously of level 1 or of level 2. But it also includes fighting, bullying, and that can be verbal, physical, or cyber. We are in no tolerance at that point. If you leave campus without permission, any theft of school property or other students' properties, or vandalism to any of our school facilities. Here's kind of our matrix on how that goes. Level 1 has the offense, meeting with student teacher. Second time a level 1 offense occurs is a meeting with parents, teachers, students to discuss actions implement a policy to make sure it doesn't happen again. And a third offense results in meeting with parent, teacher, students to discuss an implementation policy to ensure it does not happen again. Level 2, first offense results in a detention as well as a student-teacher meeting. Second day results in a half day of ISS and meeting with parents, teachers, and students to discuss the intervention plan. And the third offense results in 1 full day of ISS and the same meeting plans that we had after the second offense. Level 3 offense, it's followed by an immediate 2 days of in-school suspension. Second offense, 4 days in-school suspension. And third offense is 1 week of out-of-school suspension with assigned academic work, so it's not just a free time. We want to make sure that they are still getting an academic piece out of it even when they're not able to be with us. For our teacher recruitment and selection process, luckily we have a great partnership with Adrian Public Schools and Siena Heights University. This gives us a chance to recruit and employ the best and the brightest educators out there. So as a district, we work to actively recruit with Siena Heights University graduates. The process does still consist of an application with resume and cover letter, 3 to 4 references and a letter of recommendation, passing a background check and ability to be fingerprinted, and then an interview with the committee, school board personnel, and a site visit to a few of our classrooms. one second, teacher evaluation process. We kind of looked at this and, what are the 5 things that we think are super important, and to some extent the size of the circles reflect that. Planning, major thing. Teachers are required to submit lesson plans to administration, make sure that we like what they're teaching. Their classroom environment, they need to set up their room that's optimal for student success, however that may be, depending on what class they have. Instruction is another huge piece of it. They're required to meet Michigan Department of Education content standards and deliver content to a wide variety of students. So that was a huge portion of the evaluation process, and you can see proportionally its size larger. Professionalism also a huge part. They must be professional, represent behavior interventions prep academy well at all times. And the other bigger part of the evaluation would be student growth. Teachers are required to track and prove student academic growth, or be able to provide evidence for the lack of growth and what the reasoning behind that is and what the steps will be taken in the future. So those are our 5 important pieces to a teacher evaluation. For our student evaluation process, if it would like to load, teacher evaluation process continued. They are evaluated through the submission of lesson plans and student academic data, as well as in-class observations conducted by school administration, such as myself. Teachers would also be evaluated using a highly effective to minimally effective scale. And fortunately for our teachers, a lack of student academic growth would not harm the teacher's evaluation, providing that he or she has evidence to support the reasoning of lack of growth. Moving on to our student evaluation process, bear with me. So we want to make sure, are they meeting benchmark goals? Are they meeting the standards set? Are they succeeding in what they're supposed to be? They do take part in the standardized testing set forth by the Michigan Department of Education, which would be the 6th grade M-STEP, the 7th grade M-STEP, and the 8th grade M-STEP. And then we do have our 8th grade students take the pre-SAT before they transition to high school and take that as a junior. As a district, we also do NWA tests at the beginning of the school year and at the end of the school year, so fall and spring, to track any academic growth they achieved as another data point for us. So, just to remind you, we're here to provide a quality education to students grades 6 through 8 by teaching students to be open-minded and solve complex problems by instilling the values of a good education and giving an appreciation to learning itself. I thank you for listening to my presentation, and feel free to, get a hold of me if you have any questions about our school. Thanks again.